New ones.
Next to the chat button. Like, not in the chat box, but underneath it, next to the next to the options button.
Does it need to be in a normal size resolution?
Do you have Better Twitch TV installed in the browser?
Oh, I had it on my Twitch, not on my. I had it on my Chrome, not my Firefox. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, I swapped to Firefox.
Sad.
Firefox is superior, and
sad.
if you disagree, you're wrong.
I prefer Opera GX. Smiley face.
I just need to get a new key. I lost my key. I think it's a tenner to get it replaced. It's expensive, man.
We're going. By the way,
We are. Yeah, no. We hear the volume.
Yeah. You hear the volume just suddenly ramp up.
Yeah.
Damn.
The have fun's coming out of the chat. Don't want to give luck to the opponent. It's actually Stripey making an appearance.
Yeah.
For 7 Senses Pog. Not for 7 Senses, Vespa Esports, sorry. Oh. Long-time member of Valhalla. Now moving away. After the collapse.
Straight off Fisher ban.
That would be nice to see. I think Valhalla's still rebuilding their roster for the Advanced League. Should be good to see them back on their feet. But in the meantime, we have this wonderful game for you between Vespa Esports and 7 Senses. Are we going to see another Capital ban? Oh, there we go.
Oh, yes, we are.
Mirror next, please.
It's Mirror and Smoke in the next bands.
Yeah.
But that smoke ban was interesting.
Oh, there's the Mirror. Is it going to be the Smoke?
No.
It's not going to be the smoke.
Please don't let it be the Smoke.
Let it be something interesting. Let it be like Doc.
Please.
Yeah, or Goyo.
Yeah, something interesting.
Oh god.
If I see a freaking Wamai or Jaeger ban.
Okay,
it's a Wamai ban.
Okay. At least it's not Smoke.
Yeah.
Oh god.
If it'd be smoke, I'd just be like, okay, Stylex, you are clearly corrupt.
Definitely. I'm as corrupt as they come.
Yeah. First you ban people for being toxic.
Ooh, going for an Echo pick. First round of Aviation.
Bob, they're showing the Echo as well, which I think is like quite interesting. You see a lot of teams trying to like hide the Echo to prevent something like an IQ coming out. Valkyrie.
Well, the attacking team. Well, as you can see, they are not bringing on. Oh, they are bringing an IQ at the end of the round.
Swapped the IQ last second.
Yes, and the IQ is going to stay, I believe. Yes, the Thermite is swapping to an Ace, and the Echo.
I think it's weird to see the Thermite over the Ace, but there we go.
Ace does have an AK-12, but his breaching salmons are very loud and very slow compared to Thermite.
I think the thing with Ace on this map though is just like the long like open rooms you have to cross where you have to put those thermite charges on the wall.
It's very risky.
Yeah, compared to like just being able to sit on the study balcony and just like go prone, you can get that nice trajectory on your throw to land it on the wall opposite very nicely, or from the window again, likewise you can throw it across the study. Gotta be careful with the ADSs, but they should be being cleared out as just like part of a team to go to. I like the rotation hole next to the bar there, gives you a little bit of quicker access to support a player who is playing on red stairs, but also for the main stairs, also for the player on main stairs to back up. It's kind of strange to see no reinforcements being invested into the classical hallway walls. Especially because it gives some like nice openings from the 90 window if you can get like an Ash breaching charge to go down there. Or the Zofia can catch the impact grenades.
We are gonna see a push from below.
I mean, they're gonna be trying clearing out the smoke from the staircase, which is a very standard, way of trying to clear, but it's nice to see them keeping to the fundamental and trying to do it well and do it right.
If VSPR can bait that smoke and the Melusi to push back on the main lobby and maybe get picks through that study, I think that would be a controversial play here.
Yeah, it would lead to a massive upset, but it looks like the Ash is actually holding in the study, and that's a lovely shot from the Zofia. Dark finding the opening frag onto Storm, and that is the smoke off the table for a single one of those gas canisters can be expended.
The Echo is still holding that stair spot. It looks like the only one roaming is Melusi on the kitchen site.
Yeah, I mean, this is the advantage. Like, the Ash was in piano, so the back of the Sophia was being covered. And I think that's like a really good way of covering each other's backs, making sure that you're not going to be caught off. But the Melusi is aware of the nomad air jabs that have been put down in her pathway back to site, and so she's just going to take the easy route upward stairs. Just going to keep an eye on piano still. Fine though, waiting at the top with this deployable shield. Just going to see if we can pick someone off before having to fall back too far.
The Jaeger ADS doing its work.
Oh,
The Echo picking off the Ash there, which I think is going to be quite good, as the Ash is not going to go below and destroy any shield now.
It was a perfectly timed peek with the stun grenade being thrown out, so Ash was still stuck in the animation and couldn't do anything. Keeping the reinforcement to close that rotate hole up behind himself. Lovely to see that play from Oregon Bunker as it was kind of introduced as an idea, being adapted to a new room, and that's a lovely couple shots from the Echo, nearly catching Dark.
It just seems like they did lose 90 hallway, as Melusi is the only one out of sight in the trophy area. Now, will the Melusi be able to peek the 90 hallway and get a frag off or two?
Don't know if that's even her goal though. Aware of a player playing on the study, so it could be interesting as the swing comes in, but the concussive blast actually is going to give a little bit of cover to the Zofia. Sorry, to the Ace. As he swings in.
Ooh, the Ace is on site. And
Cronin misses shots, but Dark is going to cover his back. Will be very quickly dropped and then blown up by the Nitro Cell. That is Ace being taken down, leaving it in a 3 versus 2, which is quickly going to be left as a 3 versus 1, and quickly to be a 3 versus 0.
They did a perfect defending there, as they were both kind of baiting each other and baiting the enemy. They did do the best they could without smoke.
Yeah, I mean, losing that smoke early does hurt, but they were able to find that equalizing kill very quickly. That was a lovely shot from Fire, peeking up over the shield, catching the Ash unaware, or catching it at bad timing, really.
We have to give credit to the Melusi, that nobody pushed her. Everybody was pushing the 90 hallway and study, and that Melusi kind of got that free roaming of picking everybody off coming in from that study door.
Yeah.
Picking off the Ace with the diffuser, and as they lost the diffuser, there was only 2 people left on the team. I feel like that Melusi did a perfect job with that C4 and just holding it in general.
So we're seeing the Thermite being chosen to be brought, expecting the Trophy Saturate, clearly preferring the more destructive capabilities of the American. Having said that, where is Ace even from?
That's a good question. I do not actually know where Ace is from.
I'm googling it.
It's an interesting thing to find out. I would probably guess the USA.
Bomb located by attackers.
As well.
His name is Havard Ace Hoogland.
10 seconds to
So
go.
probably from...
Sounds Norwegian or there.
Does sound
5 seconds
Norwegian,
left
yeah.
before insertion.
Could be from the Benelux also.
Yeah, it could be.
Attacker's objective is to defuse the bomb.
We are gonna see a bedroom push this round, as 4 of them
Yeah,
does
he's Norwegian.
spawn.
Yeah, fair enough, he's Norwegian.
We're gonna see the Zofia pushing alone through study, as everybody else seems to be pushing the lower area, with the Thermite and Nomad pushing up bedroom. The Zofia does eventually join them, meaning that they are pushing kitchen and there is nobody to contest them. The Melusi is pushing up red stairs, but I don't think she'll be able to contest 3 people.
Yeah, you got the buck, and so you're obviously going to be trying to make the most out of the skeleton key to open up the floor below them. Whew. And he's the
Attackers
best
have located
operator
a
in the
bomb.
game at going from, playing from below up. So it makes sense to bring him if they're expecting this. This is how they want to do their take. This is a lovely rotate from Raza and come up through the pantry. That's going to be the buck taking a lot of damage.
Ooh.
Oh, not even a lot of damage.
That was
A lot more.
That was a great flank from the Melusi, but she just couldn't hit her shot, only taking 30 health from the buck and giving away her position.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt, but they're still able to get the main job done.
And
Of
there
removing
is
the
an
bandit.
impact
Okay.
tracking going on. Successfully, as a Thermite is trying to breach, but there's another K charge going through, as well as an Echo having another impact left.
The Echo should actually be able to impact this one as well. Yeah,
He
what
did.
you want to do in this situation to get past the impact trick is you actually want to get someone to open up, like Zofia with her concussive, her impact blast. Oh,
The
as you
Echo
said,
shield
Zofia,
below.
she's hunting down
The Melusi.
Melusi.
Ooh. Oh, the Zofia could have heard the Melusi there moving just around. Will she be able to trade with her? Ooh, the Zofia comes out with a very great pick on the Melusi as she gets hunted down, as well as the IQ being taken out, I believe, by the smoke through the floor.
Drop the bomb
Oh, that's a lovely shot from Stripey, taking out Underhand. Both of those thermite
covered the diffuser.
exothermic charges are gone, but that's another lovely shot with SMG11, removing Snow from the table.
Hunter's next.
So it's now a 5 versus 4, rather so.
Kate's position is given away, but the Jaeger, the Jaeger went for a nice little peek, but couldn't be able to frag anyone out from their team. But it's now left a 3v2 situation.
It's a little bit over aggressive there, and he will be punished for it.
Now
Giving
they do not know the Kate is there. Managed to pick up on the buck.
Oh, lovely shot from the Kate on the swing, and they know exactly where the Zofia is. Oh, wonderful. Storm with a double kill on the round to close it out. But yeah, I think what you want to do when you're coming up against an impact trick is if you actually destroy the wooden side of the reinforced wall, then you can place the exothermic charge straight against the metal, and as long as you leave wood above it, the wood above it will actually protect it from the the way that the explosion works against the roof, and actually protect the thermite charge. It will still go off.
Yeah.
So the way you get around that is you reinforce the wall from the other side. A little bit of back and forth play.
Yes. And as we can see, they had no mute. And they could have just pinged out the shield, and the Zofia could have just get rid of that shield from below, and basically gone the Echo no cover. Because I felt like the Echo was so placed in there with no one be actually taking the shield away from him. He could have just stayed behind cover and basically the impact trick for the whole round.
Yeah, if you can try and get a little bit of a foothold into stature, it does definitely put the Echo in a bit of a situation where he can't sit with the impact grenade in hand anymore.
Attackers need to
He has to
locate
try
and
to focus
defuse
on
as
keeping
many
himself
bombs as
alive.
they can.
I mean, that wall is an important wall to get open.
It is important, and it's probably worth a life to keep. If you can get both of those thermite charges off in exchange for a life, in some rounds it's going to be worth it. Since you can see Lazarus going for the reinforcement on that walls, a lot of teams do like to open up that cellar staircase rather than reinforce it up. Give themselves an extra rotate, which they can come back to the site from with a little bit of lesser angle for the attackers to hold them off with. But
it's also a long sightline which can be abused by attackers if they get control of it.
Before insertion.
Now, 7 are bringing out a
Attackers
sledge
must
to play
locate and
vertically
defuse the
now.
bomb.
Will the sledge be able to use up his hammer enough for them to be able to actually play vertically well enough? Because in Kitchen, if you push above, you can only really utilize the sledge if you can get that many vertical players off. And they are pushing Study, and the Melusi is hearing them from below, and are giving out the information that there's at least 3 people pushing upstairs. And right now, nobody's joining out that kitchen area from below.
We saw in our last matchup how powerful it was being able to open up the ground look down into the site below, and start raining terror on the defenders, removing the utility from above. You can also remove the players, push them out, whether that's pushing them out of their comfort spots, pushing them out of the anchoring positions, or whether just taking them off the board entirely with a kill.
And as we can see, they do have a pulse, which could come in handy as they do not know that there is a pulse. Now, will the pulse be able to utilize that C4 and send that cardiac sensor to get maybe a double kill with the C4? The ace is down 75 health as the Cade only loses about 40.
Where was
Attackers
that
have
peek
located a
from
bomb.
by the Cade?
I believe it was Melusi from Masonry.
Ah.
Attackers bomb diffuser has been dropped.
And the diffuser is down from the pulse.
Bomb has been located.
They now have the diffuser on a ping. The Sledge is playing above, while the Pulse is still below.
Oh, the
It's
smoke,
holding
no,
an angle.
exactly where he is, and that's a lovely swing. And that's gonna be the Sledge injured. Whether they can finish him off before. But Stella with a lovely shot onto Dark as Dark pushes up the pantry staircase, and the Nomad is too scared to pick up a fallen teammate. Finally gonna take the time to do that. They have to be careful now. The Pulse will know exactly where they are, and he'll be calling that out for the rest of the team, but that's very close to finding the kill onto Raza, and Raza very unfortunate not to be able to close out the round. But that's going to be fine. Now down the Pulse out of play, and it's interesting to push the Pulse upstairs. I think, if anything, you'd want to be looking to go up with the Jaeger, who has that more powerful carbine, and keep the Pulse, the information gathering. That's going to be a little more difficult to read what's going on the side of the attackers here.
Now it's 35 seconds on the clock. They do have the diffuser, and they do know that everyone is above. Will they be able to hold the site and just protect the diffuser mainly?
15 seconds to go.
Sledge is pushing that smoke. The smoke does hear it. He's probably waiting for the Melusi to go off. Sledge is pushing.
Oh yeah, and the crossfire between Stella and Stripey on the smoke and Jaeger combo. It's gonna be a little bit too much, but Litrox is able to find another kill. Snow will fall, and the Ash in the 1-2
You are out of time.
finds the first, but can't find the last. It'll be Stripey staying alive to secure the round win for his team.
That was excellently executed by the defenders, just holding that diffuser. I think that Ace was just a little bit too aggressive with that smoke. And just lost the diffuser quite early on in the round, giving the attackers a little bit more pressure that they have to push site a bit quicker and actually retrieve that diffuser.
Yeah, you want to deny that angle, and the use of the smoke to deny a peek from the doorway while you have the Salma in your hand. It's a pretty smart idea. Just unfortunately, had no one covering his back instead, as that would have been much more preferable. You then have someone watching; they can't just run through the smoke like Pulse didn't get that pick.
Okay, we are seeing an Iana being played and not an IQ as of yet.
Iana was brought out in the first 2 rounds of our first matchup by Demeji, but it wasn't able to be used that effectively, in my opinion. He was able to be caught out quite a couple times. To be fair, once by Jaeger vaulting out of the site down the little gap, but it's still something to be ready for.
Yeah, Iana could come in hand as it's basically a free drone. As you have unlimited users, you just have to wait the time, and you just have to basically utilize that Iana drone to basically gain intel of where people are.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't get shot, it's a 15-second cooldown. That's nothing for the amount of value you can get from the 30 seconds. Was it 30 seconds or 20 seconds? I think it's 20 seconds. You can be active on that camera.
10 seconds to go.
Seeing a very similar setup coming out again, and we'll see Stripey opening up the wall now.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Now, will 7 Senses push from bedroom, or will they do another study push? It seems like it is now evened up as people are pushing from both sides. The Ash is going to push that study and trying to get rid of that roaming Melusi that they had last round. However, it doesn't seem like Melusi is roaming this round. Seems like they are doing a 5-man hold with the Jaeger holding that study area and the Melusi is holding the red stairs.
Yeah, it's gonna be Stella chilling by the landing. Raza playing by the staircase. Just want to be a little bit more reserved this round. Don't want to lose the smoke too early on, so they put that Melusi in that position instead. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, the Melusi does have that T5 SMG, which will be removed next season, and they just have to utilize that firepower of that T5 to actually, you know, take out the attackers trying to push the stairs. But it seems like they are pushing another staircase. That Melusi can hold out the ace, but she does have 2 impacts, which I do not think is going to be too important.
I mean, the walls are set up for impact tracking. I think that's why you want to keep both Fire and Raza alive. So should these kites fall, they can try and do something about them. But without the IQ, it's going to be a little more difficult to spot those kites. They can be hidden pretty nicely on some of these walls. Oh, and Dark has perished. That is unfortunate, but not a lot has happened this round. It's been 1:30, and you wouldn't be able to tell if we changed the time to 3 minutes that it had actually been such amount of time. It's been really slow from the attackers, and now losing that Zofia, it's going to be a little bit slower.
And he has a return, which means he just puts the crash as the Jaeger does take out the Ayana, I believe. No, he
Yeah.
does take out the Nomad as the Ash gets a refrag, as the Ayana does get taken out by the Lucy holding a pixel peek on the stairs. It's an Ash and an Ace remaining. They're both pushing back side. Now, will basically Smoke know that there's no one coming up red and rotate around and hold the backside of 90. As we can see, all 4 people are back on site.
Attackers have dropped the
As
bomb
Ace does get the pick on the Smoke, on the Echo, and as well as the Smoke getting that refrag.
The problem is that there's too many angles you have to try and hold in that 4 versus 2. And Stripey on that smoke, that's a lovely peek out from him, finding clipping straight onto the head of that Ash.
Stripey's SMG-11 kills are absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
He can control that SMG-11 really well.
I mean, that Stripey is probably the best player I've seen with the SMG in this season.
Yeah, his smoke play is phenomenal. 7-0, he hasn't yet fallen in these 3 rounds.
Now we are seeing a similar setup coming out into Trophy. As the Buck does swap to IQ.
I mean, I think the Buck was very valuable before.
But the IQ is also very good of getting rid of that K charge.
Yeah, I think the IQ could remove that K charge without having to be
Attackers need
as
to locate
vulnerable,
and
without
defuse bombs.
needing
However-
to open up so much the floor. But I think you're losing out a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
what is true of Kitchen, where you can play like very effectively down onto it, is kind of true for Statue, where you can play up onto it. Like, if you look next to the Statue, where defenders often hold, you're looking at all the spots in Astro behind the desk. All of this is soft ground. Like, if you buck open the floor and then try and push the Echo out, how effective is that? Gonna
yeah, and if they're not gonna push the they're not pushing the Echo from below, then they're just gonna get impact checked again.
10 seconds to go.
They need to get rid of that shield and somehow try to get rid of that Echo of actually
seconds
impact
remaining.
checking those Ace charges. 'Cause if they can't get it open again, they're just gonna lose
Attackers'
another
objective
round
is to locate
where they
a bomb
have
and
to push
defuse it.
either the main door or have to push bedroom.
Oh,
Pushing bedroom,
fire with a bullet hole peek through the barricaded door nearly works out. Narrowly misses the head of the IQ. What a game changer that would have been, losing the IQ in the first 20 seconds of the round.
the Ash is just silently waiting for her to go in. As Nomad is already in the building, clearing out that bottom floor. As the Melusi is playing the similar position on the red stairs, waiting for them to push kitchen. And it doesn't seem like they will be pushing it. She might just be there for the sound. As they are pushing above
A
her.
bomb has been located.
The Jaeger patiently waiting on the door. I don't think the Zofia knows that there's a Jaeger there. Will the Jaeger be able to frag out the Zofia? As Ash and the Zofia are both pushing him.
Oh, a lot of damage done himself here, but Dark with a lovely swing. Oh, sorry, Azivo on the IQ with the lovely swings, actually able to find a double kill, trading out Dark on the Zofia. The Nomad air jab blasting Raza backwards through the wall, nearly caught out by the IQ, but the angle isn't quite going to work out. And they're just on the other side of this wall that I think either of them is quite aware.
They do know that there's a Melusi down there now. Do they know where she is? That's the question. But the Ash is looking to push aside and trying to get rid of that cage charge, not being able to finding it yet.
Bomb
It's a
located by
Melusi
attackers.
finding
just
the
taking IQ.
2 members, one on each team with a double kill now, but we have to see if Raza can keep increasing his score. Stripey with a lovely quick peek, and that is going to take out Snow. Believe he was watching down from behind the desk. Normally an angle that you'd use to try and get the smoke out is going to be used to get the smoke in.
Now the Smoke still does have 3 smoke canisters left. With 50 seconds on the clock, this could deny the Ash. The Ash is trying to pick out that Echo.
The Yokai drone in master bedrooms causing a lot of problems. You can just hear the sheer amount of pings that are being spread out, and a lovely shot from Fire, finding the head of the Ash. Stripey prone on the floor. He's gonna find contact.
As people would say, he's playing a little bit of a rat move here, laying on the floor, but gets an excellent pick on that ace.
You only cry about a rat when it's stealing your food.
Well, an excellent play coming out from Striper, getting that 2k. And they're looking at a 5-0. Will they be able to do an 8-0 win on Villa?
Or will we see another 8-3 now that 7 sets is going to double back? I mean, hey, they nearly copied bans. Might as well copy scoreline.
We are seeing a Jackal play come out, which could mean that they can attract down that either that Mozzie or even Melusi roaming outside of dining.
Stripey on the 9-0 though.
Attackers
Yeah.
need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Man's unstoppable. Opening up the footholds, probably going to be a full rotate. That's what I'm expecting at least. Yeah, there we go. So the arrow extending into this armory, they're going to have the player play close on the wall. They have... I reckon they'd use a K to keep that memorial wall closed, but maybe they choose to use it in another spot.
Yeah, and it seems like they are putting that shield in the same spot where the Jaeger was playing from behind the table all the way in A to get that angle onto the door if people were to push in. And maybe hold that crossfire with the smoke like they did last
Attackers
round.
are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So Mozzie gets an excellent spawn peek on the buck, taking out their vertical player.
Did he actually just get that spawn peak? No, no.
Yeah.
He did. The bullet hole. Oh my god.
Bullet hole goes
Bullet
to
hole
brick.
one tap. And what's really funny is that was nearly the same player that he did it to last round as well, or 2 rounds ago as well.
As they do take out probably one of the most, well, the most utilized player.
Finds a second through the melee hole, fires on fire this game. There's nothing you could do to stop him. I nearly stopped myself, but makes too much sense. And he swings on the door.
And
gets
does
the
take a
triple kill.
triple kill. Will he be able to ace in the last round of defense, I believe?
Nah, 2 more rounds.
Yes, 2 more rounds. The Jackal is in upstairs as Underhood is just jumped into. Oh,
Right.
actually no, he is. The ace does actually find that there was someone in there in the kitchen.
Oh, they're finally going to track out this Mozzie who's been causing an absolute torment for them on this attack. But with a 2v5, minute 45, so they could work something out. But I think it's very unlikely that we're going to see them complete much. The Mike Michelle near missing from the Cade, but Storm's going to lay a lot more damage onto Dark than is going to be dealt back in exchange. As Ace is going to come very close to finding yet to fall this game.
And it does actually fall on round number 6. But the Jackal does manage to track the Cade on side, I believe. So we see that the ace is gonna get flanked by the Jaeger and the Mozzie, as the Mozzie gets the quadra kill. Will he be able to get the ace? He does get the ace! He does get the ace on their team with a cheeky spawn peek starting out. As picking off the Ash and the IQ, we had no chance against his swings.
Fantastic.
How would you go from a bullet kill to an ace? Oh
Well,
my
by getting
god.
4 more kills.
True.
Well, as they say, expect the unexpected.
He hit the trifecta there. He got a bullet hole, a melee hole, a ran out swing. His 4th kill was was a flank on the ace, and his 5th kill was holding an angle.
Yep.
He hit the
This
trifecta.
could genuinely be the first 8-0 of season 2.
Yes, it could really be the first 8-0. As you can see, the IQ is getting swapped out for a Colliers. I think they got enough of trying to get those K charges.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I think in this case they are going to try to go for most likely a study wall open. It took them a long time last round as they took a buck instead of an IQ.
Well, they got the Carly now, so that'd be nice to see. Trying to remove these cage charges off, get these walls open. I think that is a nice change. Bring the double hard breach is also interesting.
10
It means they're
seconds
going
to
to
go.
try and get that vault open in addition to the study wall.
Now, are
5
we gonna
seconds
see
to
another
go.
spawn peak coming out, which is probably not going to, as he did do it for 2 rounds in a row and did actually get it last round.
Attackers bomb diffuser
We are not
has been
seeing
dropped.
any spawn peaks, and I
Attackers will
think
cover
the
the bomb
Jaeger
diffuser.
will be going onto red stairs.
So
No.
there's someone running through lobby now, and that's probably Raza. Yep, there we go. Finding his way into the library. Might try and prep the 90 window for a run out, but I think it's safer not to. Dark is going to my main lobby, and Jaeger's holding a lovely little angle here. We'll try and pick him off. Should he peek in too early? Fire using the first of his impact grenades to try and get another. Oh, they got the old crossfire there.
Now the question here is, will they be able to utilize that Carly to get an excellent kill potentially on
First
the other
impact
players?
from Stellar, I believe, and that's going to tuck one of those Selmas
A
away.
bomb has been located.
Oh, the Jaeger is getting exposed. See,
And
that
Drop the
right into Dark's sight line, he's going to lose his head for it. Finally going to start getting these walls open, but it's going to be the Ash falling Stripey with SG11, this time on the mute.
Reloading.
Stella nearly finding a kill by peeking around. A lot of damage done into Habana, but there's someone be coming up behind him. That's going to be Dark. Finding his second kill on the round, and he's aware of the flank coming in from Storm. This is, oh, that's Fire, but Fire's going to win out the gunfight. The Echo returning to sight. Just going to pre-fire there. Just doesn't want to be caught out.
Swapping mags.
But he will not be caught out. He's going to be fine getting back.
Now there is, I believe, an Echo drone in study where they potentially know where they are at all times. Now, but there's an Echo drone laying on the bar table, which could be quite distracting for the team. Hibana is peeking. Will Fire be able to pick out the Hibana peeking the angle?
Time is definitely in advance of the defenders. The diffuser is also down. But that's going to be a lovely shot from under Hunt. He's going to be quickly traded out by Stripey. The SMG11 coming in so clutch again. Carly with the
SPNG.
Yeah. That one. The SPS. Stripey with the triple kill with the SMG now. And he's going to be in the 1v2 for Snow with the Carly. Fire flanking around his back. Stripey just holding it close. Both players in sight now with the diffuser under their control in study. 19 seconds. Are we going to see the clutch come out? Down to Snow to win this last round, but he looks away just as Fire comes to the swing. And he's going to lose his head.
As a Kali main, I could say that using that SBS machine gun with the Kali sniper was, I guess, a bad choice. He could have just hold the angle on the smoke and just wait for him to peek and just down it, and then Kali only had to kill the.
I have to be honest. I think if your goal is, when there's so little time on the clock and you're going up against someone, you know, these players who have played a lot of competitive games within the within this Stylex scene.
Yeah.
They're gonna know not to peek it in this kind of situation. They're just gonna play it safe. They're gonna play it slow, and that's what they did, and they did a good job. Actually, Fire who hit him on the swing, and that was the unfortunate timing there. If they held that door for a split second longer, could they have taken it out?
Now it is 7-0. We are on match point. Are we gonna see the first 8-0 coming in from season 2?
I'm pretty sure the last time they played Villa, Vesper, they 8-0'd before. But that was
Well,
against
then-
Challenham, so it doesn't really count, but you know.
Rough.
Vesper are a very strong team. That's a brawl mode.
Well, it looks like Villa is one of their strengths, which could mean that other teams could try to utilize this in the future and ban Villa as probably one of their strongest maps.
I mean, you see a performance like this, you're gonna have to start considering banning it at the very least. I think not even considering it when this is the outcome so far. Could be
10 seconds.
Loading new mag.
I mean, Vesper are looking more confident than ever, running 7 rounds on defense. Now, will they be able to
Objective
pick
to
off
locate a bomb and
people
defuse it.
in attack? That's the question.
Oh, Smoke and Jaeger just dancing through the little rotate there, just, you know, having a bit of fun. But drones are now starting to come in.
We are seeing a master bedroom push. So do you know where? Well, I feel like that's where the castle was, and now pushed back into bathroom. As the nomads are going off into bedroom to basically cancel out any peaks.
Yeah, it's gonna try and secure that area. Dark's gonna take out the first drones.
Another
Yeah,
drone going up.
quick one being taken up. Stripey looking to push red, but the Jaeger's there waiting for him. Interesting set of castle barricades are coming out. It's actually gonna deny the long angles from the staircase and the corridor, but it's gonna be a quick swing onto the sledge, narrowly missing, but the drones are gonna get stopped out by these mute jammers.
Tossing a frag.
Frag grenade prepped. Dark
Ooh.
past the ADS. Actually gets a little bit of damage onto the Jaeger, but now he's gonna retreat to the comfort of that ADS. So he can't be caught out again. So a nitro cell going off inside of the master bedroom, but the Jaeger's still being contested here. Oh, and a quick swing, but Aviso's not losing those. Storm just put down back in his place. Fantastic shot from back of Trophy by the smoke.
There's 1 minute left on the clock. It is a 4v5. Now, will they be able to push him back to get that 8-0 round win?
It sounds like that's the Ash charge being set up. But I don't know if it's gonna be enough. It is gonna be enough to deny the impact trick. Yeah, Underhand not gonna throw that one out.
Daze does seem to have 2 more Selmas, so potentially he could open up the rest of the wall.
Here's a player on Astro stairs though, so he's gonna have to be careful now, Castle. Even if they have the man advantage, they certainly have a lot of angles. But that's a lovely shot from Underhand, taking out the ace, and that's gonna be the diffuser down inside the master bedroom. Stella now trying to push up this main stairs, fighting the Jaeger, who's been pinched by the castle barricade, but he's prone on the floor, gonna find the kill. 1 versus 4 now, and Stripey will fall. Lovely round from 7 Senses. Only losing 1 member in their hold.
Well, what we can be sure of is that it's not going to be an 8-0, as they do win the first round on Villa. Now, are we gonna see a repeat of an 8-3 like last game, or is there going to be a comeback to a 7-7? We are seeing that Thermite being played now. Will he 6-back to the ace?
Don't think so. They got the Carly.
Did you have the Goyo?
They will stick it. The Goyo and Castle is an interesting selection for the kitchen dining. I think this attacking kitchen dining is probably one of the ones we can get away with running that Thermite, because you don't need as much destructive potential. You really only need 1 wall open. However, it can be very beneficial if you can get the top pantry wall open to hold a long angle from outside the window. It can really deny a lot
Attackers
of
need to
the
locate and defuse
like the
as many
C4
bombs as
toss
they can.
potential.
Forcing the wall.
Only 1 round not coming down to kills from the look of that infographic that we had popped on the screen. The deployable shield in the pantry door, in the laundry doorway, sorry.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Just gonna be picked up, placed slightly back so that the ADS can catch any explosives coming onto it. Nice change. They're actually gonna double
5
ADS it.
seconds remaining.
Nope. Yeah, they are gonna double ADS it. So clearly putting a lot of focus onto that wall, into that deployable shield, wanting to keep that there to dissuade the attackers from pushing in too aggressively. They're actually opening up the memorial wall, it looks like, going for a bit of a more zone setup. We've got 3 members upstairs currently. Castle's going to quickly fall back to site, leaving it
Got Snowball between them, so it's back to 3. That's an interesting deployable shield there, being put at an angle where it's very much directed at the master bedroom window, and Snow's going to try and contest this line of sight. The ADS on that doorway is going to protect it from a stray Ash breaching round that comes in. The window's being punched now, just be careful he doesn't stand up too soon, but they're going to burn that ADS very quickly with 2 stuns. The third stun to check that there's not a second ADS, the stun, that's going to be a glare shield gone. Very effective use of that utility from Stella. And now that's 1 glare shield down, as well as 1 ADS out of the drone will quickly be taken back and exchanged by Snow. It's Belligerent's now looking for a quick long angle, but it's going to quickly fall back to Astro, not wanting to give up too much in exchange for his life.
Well, the smoke is holding an angle on that hatch. As he's getting droned out, but he does not seem to care at all. But do Vesper know that there's 3 people upstairs? Fire does have to go, yo.
On that rotate, but I mean, Jaeger's going to be a little bit vulnerable now. He tries to run, he's going to be able to vault onto Asher's stairs. The 180 shots back in the direction of that fire will not hit, but that is fine. He's escaping his life. A lot of damage being dealt onto Aviso though, as that deployable shield is going to be blown up by Stella. Couple missed shots from Dark, but he'll be able to slay fire.
Attackers
By looking at the team
bomb.
composition,
Loading
even
mag.
with 1 player down, Vesper does seem to have more combined HP. As the Ash is coming off the site.
And it's a lovely shot from
Attackers
Storm
bomb
picking up
diffuser
Dark,
has
the
been
Malusi being taken out of play now. It's a quick set of trades coming back, both under Honda and Raza falling. Leaving us in the 3 versus 3 of this. Gonna throw out his second smoke canister now, just to try and cover his back from any long angle. All 3 players in the back of kitchen now, some interesting positions that they should be able to advance on. Only 20 seconds on the clock, as long as they don't fight too aggressively. The diffuser is down inside of bicycles, and it's going to be the Ash that goes in to get it. But has to now find a spot. Actually, it's going to be that rotate, which is going to find them the first of the 3 kills that they need to win this round out. But will quickly be slain. It's now Stripey going to be throwing in the deep nade.
It's going down.
It's going down. It's going to be Storm covering. They know he's in the pantry doorway. He has to do something before they go for plant, but he doesn't quite know the location. That's going to be GG's. And
That is an 8-1. Vesper playing this so well as Ash is getting picked out that smoke at 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
And
I
what
mean,
can I say? Vesper just played this very well.
not losing a single defense round is definitely the reason they won this game. They weren't like 7 Senses weren't able to put them in a position where they felt uncomfortable. They kind of just let them play where they wanted to be playing. That's 13 kills for Stripey, 11 for Fire, across 9 rounds. It's a very impressive performance. Both of them, they can be very happy with the opening, that opening game from Stripey on this roster. So look forward to see what he can pull off in future games. But that's going to be the 3rd win in the row for Vesper this season, putting them back towards the top of the table. They're now 1 point ahead of Delta after beating them in their previous game.
And Justin, they just played this very well. I feel like that SMG plays came out so well, as he did manage to pick off one of the most important players with Zofia and Ash on defense.
It's a very, 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 very strong victory for Vesper there. Personally, I wasn't really going to expect them to suddenly, like, in their first game against Delta, they didn't play it too well, but in that game they've definitely proven that they haven't lost their touch.
Yeah, very succinct play. I think they were able to find the right picks in the right places. They would have their positioning down to a T, where they were able to just shut down everything that came, and everything that was thrown at them by 7 Senses just seemed to bounce off as if throwing stones at tanks. Nothing could be done to touch the monster that is Vesper as they continue their reign of terror on SSAL.
The scoreline is currently 25 to 12, sorry. So that's plus 13, 3 victories. That's a very strong standing in the table.
That is impressive, and especially when you consider that one of their games only netted them a +2.
Yeah.
Like, excluding that first game, which obviously went into overtime, so the round differential is going to be a lot closer. They won 8-4 and now 8-1. This is just getting more and more one-sided as the season goes on, and they're up against Shogunat Gaming next. And if I have to be honest, Shogunat haven't showed too much. But they certainly wouldn't have been the rulers of feudal Japan.
Oh god, I'm doing the numbers now, and that loss from 7 Senses has put them down to -8 round difference.
Yeah, I mean, they were very close, to be fair to them, in their first 2 games. Like, they've kept their round differential very consistent, whilst slightly negative. But, you know, that's going to be a tough loss for anyone to take on board.
Definitely.
I believe our other 2 games, which would have been tonight, have been postponed. So we'll have to catch up with those players and those teams on another night. But that will be it for tonight's game.
Those games have been delayed to Saturday, and so 6:30 on Friday, and then sometime on Saturday. Still working out the numbers. But I believe this is the end of the stream for today.
Yes, everyone enjoy your evening, and remember to keep safe.
In times of COVID.
Yep.
Goodbye.